guys, welcome back to my channel again. So I actually have never ever made a video about psychic abilities. So why not? I think a lot of people want to develop these skills or want to develop these abilities. I will put a disclaimer out that I think that maybe, I could be wrong, but maybe people want to develop these abilities because they think it makes your life easier. It does not. We live in a place where 95% of the population is not aware of their own energy fields. So it makes it harder for empaths or people with psychic abilities to basically live on the planet because we're absorbing everyone's unconscious energy and trying to transform it if you don't know how to protect yourself. So, a lot of kids too, being younger, when they were younger, may have, and this may be you, turned off those psychic abilities because of trauma or because it was just too overwhelming, the sensory stimulation. But in any case, so there's intuition, right? We all have intuition where there's something deep inside of us that knows, maybe which decision to make or knows where to go, the path to follow, that has a really good sense of when someone is authentic or when someone is coming from a good place. We all have that sort of inner compass, right? That's part of the soul. The soul is connected to source. And when we recognize the source in us, it's very easy to recognize the source or that frequency in other people. So step one is getting to know yourself and connecting to that part of yourself, that frequency. And my favorite is meditation or in nature. So we all have that part, right? And really, everyone who watches that video is looking for that part of themselves. It's there. It's there. Then what will happen is you might become aware, once you're aware of your own energy field, become aware of other people's energy field. And I'm not talking about clairvoyance abilities like clairsentience or hearing voices. I'm talking about just feelings, intuitive feelings. So you might be able to feel other people's emotions, whether they're angry, they're sad. You might even be able to start to feel like illnesses in their body. Like sometimes walking past people, if they're not showing yet, like, oh, that person's pregnant, that kind of thing. It's a very subtle feeling. So your energy has to be clear enough to be able to pick up on that very subtle energy of other people's auric fields, right? Then after that comes mediumship abilities. I never really channel. So there's channeling where somebody lets something come into their body and kind of either takes over or they're channeling maybe sometimes from the subconscious. And I never do that, so I'm not going to speak on it. Everything that I do is telepathy or mediumship. So then what will happen as your frequency starts to rise, or after you maybe start to heal your childhood trauma and become more open, a lot of mediums when we're younger, it's scary to see dead people. It's like going through life like the sixth sense. You see people that other people don't see, or you pick up on other things that other people don't feel, and you want to shut it off because you don't know what it is and there's a fear there. So there may be some unconscious fears, and once you get over those and start to expand, you may start to pick up on images. And at first, the images actually rewind. What you'll need to learn to do is how to raise your vibration to meet the spirit world where they're at. So it's something done mentally. It's mental mediumship where you raise your frequency to meet them where they're at. They sometimes will lower it for you. And then you guys kind of meet like this, right? And you may start to get impressions, like intuitive feeling impressions. You may feel a man, a woman, a child. Then you'll start to see little images. This is just from my own experience. And then it just kind of expands into full-blown clairvoyance where it's almost like a movie running through your head. And all of this, how I've learned all of this is from reading real people. You know, I have a connection with Valnek and using my implant, and that's helpful too. But reading real people, doing readings for real people, that will gauge whether you're accurate or not. So if you want to start reading people, read people. Practice makes perfect. Read your friends. Although it is easier to read people who aren't your friends, because then you don't have that impression of who they are already or who they are to you. So reading people like raw, random strangers, that will help too, and that will help you understand how your mind or how your brain perceives the spirit world or how your brain perceives the energy, because we all perceive it differently. That's what I think we forget, is that every medium works differently because they're different, right? My mind is different from the next medium, so on and so forth. I was going to say one other thing, but I forget what it was. Yes, instead of making the intention to maybe channel ETs or channel information of what's going on in the world, psychic safety, try and read real people first, and then that will help you gauge your accuracy and what kind of energy you're linking to, right? Because there are negative entities, there are demonic entities that can come in and try and fool you. So that brings me to another point, which I've mentioned in my previous videos, is the power of intention. So if you connect with the intention to, maybe through the ego, to be right, then you are going to attract a lower vibrational energy. If you connect on the link of love or to help other people, then you're going to get a match for that energy. That's the way it works. So I hope that helps a little bit. Maybe I can do more videos about psychic abilities. We'll see where this one lands. But lots of love to you guys. I'll be back with more videos.